What is going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to run through a better stretching class for you, work on our flexibility, our mobility, our strength, and hopefully reduce a little bit of stress. I know it's been a crazy few weeks, and hopefully you're at home practicing your social isolation, but if you are, I know there's a ton of people doing amazing live and online classes, and maybe you just need a recovery day, or maybe you just need a day to chill out. So hopefully this better stretching class will help you out. So let's get it started. What I like to do is start with a little bit of the foam rolling. You can do any type of tissue work. I have a foam roller today, but if you have a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, or massage gun that you want to use for your soft tissue work, go for it. But we're going to do 2 minutes of foam rolling before we get started. So I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. And if you need a little bit more time at home, that's perfectly fine. But I'm going to show you the spots that I like to hit before I usually get into a workout. 2 minutes. So let's roll on our mid back. I like to place my hand behind my head. Just roll up and down that back. And this feels awesome. So I'll do this a few times. And there's no real method to the madness here, just whatever feels good. And then let's arch over the foam roller. Find good spots here, go down the spine. Nice little pops and crackles here and there. And don't go a little extreme, we're just trying to warm up, get a little bit of movement. Awesome, let's go into the lats. Just a couple of rolls here, right up into the armpit, down the side of the body. We'll go over to the other side. Maybe spend about a minute on the upper body and then a minute on the lower body. Awesome. Let's go into the hamstrings. You can also go side to side. Switch sides. And this will just help us get a little bit more range of motion before we get into our routine, and it just feels really good. Let's go into our hips. I like to cross one leg over, get into the glutes, get into those hip rotators, switch sides, cross that leg over. Awesome. Now let's finish up with the calves and the quads after. This one does not feel the greatest for me, but I know I need it. Switch sides. All right, let's finish up with the quads. Stop there. Spend a couple more seconds here. Go right into the quads. Awesome. We can ditch that foam roller. Now let's get into our mobility exercises. Let's start with the lower body, and we're gonna start with a gentle 90-90, 90-90 hip stretch. So we're gonna keep our legs apart, our knees bent. I'm just gonna keep our hands behind us, and we're gonna drop our knees down to one side. And then we'll go over to the other side. And I have this plant here because some wall damage, if you were wondering. And we'll go from side to side. If this is too easy for you, you can always do arms up here, and it's a little bit tougher. So find what works best for you. You know what, I'm gonna do 5 on each side with my hands behind my back, supporting me, and then the second half, I'll do it without my hands on the ground. So if you guys wanna do that at home with me, that works perfectly great too. Drop those knees down. Good, 1. We'll do 10 reps on each side. Good, 2. Good, 3. And 4. 5, and now let's do no hands. Good, 6. Good, 6. 7. 7. sure you're breathing. 8, couple more. 9. All right, 10 reps, 90, 90 hip stretch. And now let's go into a nice hip flexor stretch. We're gonna place one leg out in front, and then I'm gonna place one hand on the ground for this stretch. And now we can just hang out here. Push your hips down towards the mat, and we really get a great stretch in my opposite hip, right on over on this side. And we're gonna hold this for 1 minute. You can place both hands down. You can put your arms on the ground here. Again, find what works best for you. Everyone's different, so this might be easy or might be tough for you. Let's grab that timer and let's do 1 minute. And here we go. If you have to, you can always ease back. And if you need a little bit more, you can always push a little bit further down. I like to kind of keep my glutes a little bit tight here, not squeezing my butt as tight as possible, but if you squeeze a little bit, you might feel a better stretch in the front of the hip. Open up those hips. Keep breathing. If you're ever holding your breath or you catch yourself holding your breath, you might want to ease back on that stretch. About 15 seconds to go. If you've been sitting a lot during this social isolation, this is going to be money for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. How do I do this? All right, let's switch sides. And another minute. This alarm reminds me of my alarm when I wake up, so I don't like this noise. Maybe I should have changed it before. For me, this side's a little bit tighter, and you might find that in your body. One side might just be tighter, and we usually favor one side, so that's totally normal. Trying to push into that stretch a little bit more every second, every breath. Breathe. About 15 seconds to go. This side's way tighter for me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. All right, so 1 minute on that hip flexor stretch. Now we're gonna go into a modified hurdler stretch. We're just gonna tuck one leg in. This foot's gonna be on this inner thigh. And then all we're going to do is try to grab our feet, working on our hamstrings. Very simple. I used to do this back in middle school, I think. And we're just gonna do 1 minute hold here. And let's go. Feels really good. If you point your foot away from you, you will actually take some of the tension off your sciatic nerve. So you might feel a little bit of a better stretch in that hamstring. When you pull your foot towards you, you might feel a little bit of the weird sensation on the back of the knee, which is a little bit more of that nerve tension. But one's not wrong. If you can pull your foot towards you and go down, that's perfectly fine. If that's a little bit more difficult, point your foot away from you. You might feel a little bit of a stretch, or go ahead and bend that knee and take that stretch. 20 seconds to go, I'll stop talking. Ten seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and let's go into that other side and just tuck that foot in. And 1 minute. So we worked a little bit on our hip rotators. We hit our hip flexors, and now working a little bit of that back side of the leg. About halfway through, again, breathe, exhale, and maybe go a little bit deeper into that stretch. Phone keeps locking on me. Good. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's it for this stretch. That's good for the lower body. Now let's get into the upper body a little bit, and let's start off with the cat-cow. So cat-cow is just a great movement overall, working the spine, but we also work our shoulders and we work our hips, our pelvic tilts, which are super important. Let's see if I can readjust this a little bit. There we go. Now let's go into our cat-cow. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And then we're going to round our back, tucking our chin. And then look up and drop the chest down to the ground. So look at my mid back. It's rounding and extending. Now look at my hips. It's tucking under and then arching back. And we also push away from the floor and then squeeze our shoulder blades together. So we're getting such a great big bang for your buck movement here. So it's awesome. Let's do 10 reps. And here we go. Good. 1. Good. 2. Good. 3. Good. 4. 5. Good. 6. 7. Good. 8. 9. And 10. 10 reps, cat-cow. It's one of my favorite moves. And now we're gonna go into a little bit of rotation for that mid-back. So let's stay on all fours. And you can hang out here, but you can also bring your hips back to your heels. And this is the variation I'm gonna do for this movement. If this is too difficult for you, you can put a pillow between your butt and your heels, or you can just stay in this all fours position. And what we're gonna do is a T-spine rotation. One hand on the ground, one hand behind the head, and keeping our hips on our heels will help lock out our low back so we get a little bit more movement in our middle part of our back. So here we go. Look where you're going, rotate up, and return back to the starting position. We're gonna do 10 reps on each side, working that mid-back rotation, working that mobility. Here we go. Good. 1. Good. 2. Good. 3. Good. 4. 5. Good. 6. 7. 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 reps total, T-spine rotation. Now let's finish it up with a little pec stretch. And we're gonna use the wall. Works a little bit better if you're in your doorway, but let's use the wall for today. We're gonna bring one leg out in front of us. The leg that's furthest away from the wall, let's bring that leg out in front. Bring our elbow about shoulder level or a little bit higher. Place our hand right on the wall. And then we're just going to shift forward, getting a good stretch on the pec. We're gonna hold this position for 1 minute. And let's get started. Position, shift forward. Yeah, here we go. It's a great plant. Don't let that shoulder roll forward. Pull that shoulder back and then shift forward. Really opening up the pecs. We all tend to hunch over a little bit, so this is great to open us up. Phone keeps locking on me. Gotta change that up on the next video. Good, about 10 seconds to go. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's switch sides. So opposite leg, so leg furthest away from the wall, elbow about shoulder level, and pull that shoulder back and shift forward 1 minute. Get about halfway through, keep breathing. Maybe sink in a little bit further as we progress through this. Okay, 10 seconds to go, almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Pec stretch on the wall, 1 minute hold. So that's gonna be it for the mobility exercises and the stretches. We hit some of that lower body, then we went up into that upper body. But for me, I love to finish up with some sort of strength exercise, stability exercise. So today, let's do a bird dog. It's one of my favorites. So we're gonna get into that all fours position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Then we're gonna do opposite arm, opposite leg. Kicking back, and arm comes up by our head. And then we bring our elbow in and our knee in, and then we're going to repeat. When we're doing this position, I like to concentrate on making sure that lower body and our trunk is as stable as possible, as steady as possible. So you can use something like a pad or a ball or like a tennis ball. Something that can balance right on your mid back if you really need a cue. And we want to keep that as steady as possible throughout the movement. We don't want that going all over the place while we're doing this. So you can use a little feedback. Maybe I'll use it. And also, I always like to feel like I'm pushing into the ground. So when we're here, try not to relax and do one of these. Be active. Push your hands into the ground, nice and stiff, abs tight. And really be as sturdy as possible during this movement. Let's run through 10 reps on each side, and then we're done. I'll put this here. And here we go. Good, 1. Good, 2. Good, 3. 4, 5, good, 6, 7, good, 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides. Readjust that there. Here we go. Yeah, 1, good, 2, good, 3, good, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. I was sliding a little bit. 10 reps total on that bird dog. And that's it, you did it. Hopefully you feel a little bit more mobile now, feel a little bit flexible, maybe a little less stressed too. All right, so if you like this video, I wanna do way more of these. This is the first one I've ever done, but I wanna do more, so let me know how you like this one. If you wanna see more, go down into the comments for me, hit that like button, subscribe if you like this, and see you guys later.